Step number one, pick a business name. You cannot market your business without a business name. So before you do anything, before you buy business cards, before you build a website, you will need a name. This name needs to be well thought out. You need to take your time and make a good decision. You will not want to make a mistake and have to change your name at a later date. That may be costly. Here are some guidelines you should first consider. First, do not use a name of another home inspection business in your area. If you do, your marketing your business may send new clients to that other guy. Second, do not use your own name as your business name. For example, John Doe Home Inspections. When you become successful, you may want to bring on a partner, or maybe you will want to sell your business to somebody else. In both cases, your company will have less value if that company's name is your name. Third, do not use a name that will offend any segment of the marketplace. For example, calling your business Pothead Home Inspection isn't the way to create a market. One way to get an idea of what to name your business is go on to one of the association websites and search for their member database. Scroll through that list and find names that appeal to you. This little exercise will get you thinking about your company name. Step number two, business structure. There are some legal and tax issues you will need to consider when running your business. You will need to set up a legal business entity. Typically, there are two types of structures you should consider. First is doing business as, or better known as a DBA. A DBA is inexpensive and easily set up. Usually you can go to the county clerk's office and for a small fee of $40 or $50, you can register your name. This will take less than a half hour and then you're ready to go. Second is limited liability company, or better known as an LLC. An LLC costs around $1,000 to set up and may take a week or two to receive your paperwork. LLCs provide a separate business entity so that the owner is protected from personal liability if a lawsuit should arise. One word of caution about the protected liability of the owner of an LLC. If the owner is the person performing the service, then he or she is not protected. But if the owner sends an employee or a subcontractor to perform the service, then the owner is protected from any personal liability. What this means is if you set up an LLC and then perform the inspections yourself, your assets are not protected from any lawsuits that may arise. Step number three, business checking account. Step number three is opening up a business checking account. This will allow you to keep your own personal finances separate from your business finances. Go into your local bank and start a business checking account with the paperwork that you received from your county clerk. Deposit $500 of your personal funds into this account and order a debit card and some business checks. That $500 is your personal investment into your new business. After you receive your debit card and your business checks, you can purchase any tools or business cards or any expenses that your new company may have. When you start doing inspections, you should deposit all the proceeds from your inspections into this business checking account. Then any withdrawals for yourself from that account will be considered your salary. Just keep all of your business income and expenses separate from your personal income and expenses, and this will make doing your taxes at the end of the year very simple. Step number four is determine a business phone number. You may want to keep your personal phone calls and your business phone calls separate. Your personal voicemail may not sound as professional as you would want your business voicemail to sound. Answering your business phone in a professional manner is extremely important, and having a separate business line and business voicemail is a good first step towards a professional business image. Getting a business phone number does not have to be expensive. You can get a separate business line that rings on your personal smartphone. There are multiple online phone companies that will sell you a new number that rings on your personal phone. They will have a voicemail service so that your personal voicemail and your business voicemail will remain separate. When a business phone call is coming in, it will have the last 4 digits of the business line at the end of the caller ID. In this way, you will know if it's a personal call or a business call, and you can answer it as needed. Step number 5, order business cards. Step number 5 is ordering business cards, and having business cards is your first marketing step. Being able to hand out cards is a way of getting your name and new company out there. When you run into friends or family members and they ask what's new, now you can not only tell them about your new business, but you can give them your card. This makes it more of a reality and certainly a better chance of word of mouth spreading. When you run into that old acquaintance in the grocery store and you find out he's a realtor, by giving him your card, you have started networking, and this is the first best thing you can do for your new business. I know one home inspector whose sole marketing strategy is handing out business cards when he goes into any store and pays his bill. He always hands the clerk his card and asks them if they know of anyone thinking about buying a house, and please give them this card. It's a simple, inexpensive way of advertising, and yet it works. Step number 6 is creating a business brochure. Most home inspectors do this with a single-page brochure that is folded 3 times. These are called trifolds. These trifolds are not handed out to clients by the home inspector. They are normally given to realtors to keep in the real estate office so that they can be given to the realtor's clients. Realtors don't normally directly recommend just one home inspector. They typically recommend 3 home inspectors that they have had good experiences with. You just want to be one of the 3. Having brochures in the real estate office is your next marketing step. I would suggest stopping by a real estate office and grabbing several trifolds and bring them home to look at. This will give you an idea of what content you want to put into your trifold. One word of caution about the trifold: do not put your pricing on the trifold. If your client sees your pricing on the trifold, he will not bother to call you. He will call the other inspectors to get a better price. Step number 7 is purchasing business insurance. You will not want to go into someone else's home in a business capacity without being insured. In many states, this is the law. There are 2 types of insurance that is available to you. The first one is general liability. General liability strictly covers you for any damages that may occur that you caused. Damages to the property you are inspecting or damage to your equipment. Different insurance companies have different coverages, but this is basically any damage you may do to the home. If you are inspecting the attic and if you're walking on the floor joist and your foot slips and then you put your foot through the ceiling, then that would be covered under your insurance. If your ladder slides from the eave of the home and goes through a window, the window would be covered and your ladder would be covered. Because of the nature of your business doing visual inspections, there are not too many opportunities to actually damage anything. So therefore, general liability insurance is not very expensive. Typically, these policies run around $400 per year. The second type of insurance is errors and omissions, or more commonly called E&O. Sometimes it is referred as professional liability insurance. E&O insurance protects companies and their workers or individuals against claims made by clients for inadequate work or negligent actions. If you are brought to court with a lawsuit, the insurance will cover the cost of your attorneys and any claims that are made against your company. Different insurance companies provide provide different coverages. So if you're inclined to purchase this type of insurance, please remember to read the fine print. E&O insurance will cost you approximately $2,500 per year. Step number 8 is purchasing equipment or tools to do your job. Again, this goes to the professional image that you create when doing your job. Being prepared to do the job includes having all the proper tools. Having to borrow the homeowner's flashlight sends the wrong message about your professional competence. The minimum tools you will need to perform an inspection are a clipboard with worksheets, a tool belt, binoculars, a camera, a telescopic ladder, a flashlight, a GFCI detector, a screwdriver, and a carbon monoxide detector. By being prepared and being professional, you are more likely to be recommended to your clients, friends, and family. Step number 9 is having your inspection contract printed out and reviewed by an attorney for your particular state. Do not even think about doing an inspection without having a contract for your client to sign. The signed contract is the first thing an attorney or a judge will ask to see if there are any questions about your inspection. The contract will describe your responsibilities and limitations, and it will also describe the process for your client to make a claim if he feels you haven't done your job. Having his signature on that properly executed document will go a long way towards clearing up any disputes. Some inspectors send via email a copy of the contract for the client to sign days before the inspection. Others will hand them the contract when they meet them on the driveway before the inspection starts. That way they have an opportunity to review the contract while you are doing your inspection. Regardless of how you do it, make sure you do not leave the inspection without a signed contract. At the end of this lesson, we will have a Word document that you can print out and that you should have your attorney review. Once your contract is okayed by your attorney, take the contract to a printer and have carbonless copies made for you to use. Do not wait until the last minute to do this. This is too important to wait. Step number 10 is to have a website built. Today, a good website is a must for getting calls from paying clients. Today, most home buyers find their prospective new home on the internet, and then they find their realtor on the internet, and then they find their mortgage company on the internet. Of course, they are going to look for a home inspector on the internet. Internet exposure through an optimized website, as well as a place on the grid of Google Maps, will make your business visible to hundreds of prospective home buyers. Having a website and business Facebook account is no longer a novelty. It's a requirement for being successful. Many a home inspector markets their home inspection business solely by the internet. But this is not a short-term solution. It will take 2 or 3 years for this to provide you with enough clients to support you and your family. If you have a professional online presence, in time the business will find you. This is the long-term strategy for your being successful.